Hello there and welcome back to Murders on the Yangtze River. Now, last time we managed to survive the first day of court and go and do an investigation of the actual crime scene. And we found a bunch of stuff. We found a bunch of new evidence and a secret passage or secret door that led into the basement, or a basement. I don't know if it's underneath the building, or I don't know the logistical location to the building, but we found a hidden door. It led to a basement, which has a whole load of smuggled stuff, basically. A whole load of stuff that's on ice. Stuff being brought in by fish. And I think we worked out that it was opium cessation pills. Now they're apparently big business, because obviously opium was a very big problem, probably still is a very big problem in China at the time that this game's set. Probably still is other things as well, but it's like a big business. So getting people cured of it is also big business, namely. So anyway, found a whole load of evidence and we are now back in court, which is where I left off. We've just arrived back in court for our second day. We're going to fly by the seat of our pants because I don't quite know what's going to happen. I don't know what questions are going to be asked. We're going to be knee deep in it. We're going to save Shen though. Shen. Because he's a good guy. We know he is. We know he didn't do it. We need to fix this problem. So, that being said, please grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, come hang out with me as we jump straight back into Murders on the Yangtze River. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. And just like that, we're right back in court. So, I think we might actually be able to finish this case in this episode. This might be the last episode. I say might very tentatively, because I feel that we're coming close to the end. It's just a gut feeling. So we're going to try anyway. We're going to try to finish this. I'm interested to know how it's going to end. So let's crack on. Just before we start, let's crack on. Prepare yourselves for my awesome voices. I know they're all awesome and they never sound alike at all. And they never change and shift. Perfect voiceover artist. I'm a perfect voiceover artist. I really am. Court is now in session. Everyone's quiet. It's a bit too quiet. You alright, Judge Kwan? Judge Kwan, the prosecutor should proceed with the opening statement. I remember this procedure, but I just have this feeling that someone should shout solemn silence to truly start. Solemn silence! Defense counsel, please refrain from speaking without permission. I'm sorry, I thought Judge Kwan wanted me to shout. Fu, are you getting nervous again? I didn't mean to. You're even stirring a bit, yet you say you didn't mean to? It's like my brain suddenly hit the brakes, like stalled. Take a deep breath, you'll get used to the atmosphere soon. Please proceed with the statement, prosecutor. Your Honour, in the previous round of the trial, we have seen a chain of evidence: fingerprints, firearms, bullets, the body and the scene. We have reconstructed the defendant's crime process and revealed his method of hiding gunshots. Based on these factors, we can now confirm that the defendant is the murderer. However, the defense counsel has questioned the process of defendant's arrest. For fairness and justice, the prosecutor acknowledges the defense counsel's questioning. But in reality, there is no flaw in the process of the defendant's arrest by the police. Next, I will call Sergeant Singh and Officer Wu from the police to testify in court. Let's have Sergeant Singh and Officer Wu enter the court. Are they even allowed weapons in the court? A bit of a, I don't know if that's actually allowed. Are the police allowed to bring the weapons in the court? I solemnly, sincerely and truthfully swear and promise the testimony I give is true, complete and without any falsehood. Officer Wu, don't you have anything to say? Same as Sergeant Singh. Afu, it seems like someone else is just as nervous when standing in the court as you are. Well, I'm fine now. Sergeant Singh, you were in charge of this arrest operation, correct? Yes. Officer Wu, you were involved in this arrest operation, right? Yes. Both of you were present throughout the arrest operation, correct? Yes. When Shin was arrested, the police clearly didn't know about the murder case. Why was there an arrest operation? I'll raise that question. Wait a minute. Hey you, why are you shouting so loudly? Defense counsel, you seem so confident. You must have a solid plan, right?
Huh?
No, not at all. We're just flying by the seat of our pants. Well, oh no, I was too busy shouting and forgot what I wanted to say. Fu, are you trying to ask? The body was clearly discovered the next day, so why was there an arrest operation that night? Yes, that's right. You were just about to explain. Why are you in such a rush? Then please begin your testimonies. A joint testimony. On the night of this crime, we organised a secret operation at the Lyceum Theatre. Initially, the target of the arrest was not Mr. Shen, but the infamous thief, Shanghai Phantom. The Shanghai Phantom? That infamous thief? Yes, that cunning villain. In 1 month, the vaults of the 4 major families were robbed by Shanghai Phantom. Dent Group and Sassoon Group lost gold, and the Jardine family lost a batch of weapons. Among them, the Watson family suffered the greatest loss. Inside the stolen safe was the formula of the best-selling worldwide beverage, Watson Cola Water. I wouldn't say the recipe for cola water is worth more than gold. Would you? Although I don't know, it's probably big business. Scratch that. I can imagine it. Investigation shows Shanghai Phantom had close ties with Stone Wu. On the night of the case, we received orders to gather at Lyceum Theatre at 7:15. Only when we arrived at the scene did we find Sergeant Singh had received a tip-off. The Shanghai Phantom will sell the stolen goods at 8:30 PM using their lockers at Lyceum Theatre. By then, Sergeant Singh had already investigated the theatre and formulated a detailed arrest plan. To be precise, the arrest operation began at 7:29 and took it down nearly in my note, and I took it down clearly in my note. At 8:26, the defendant entered the theatre lobby. At 8:28, he opened the number 212 locker and placed a gun inside. Officer Wu, is that correct? He's not so confident, I don't think. Yes, Mr. Shen's actions mistakenly led to his arrest as Shanghai Phantom. As a result, the secret arrest operation failed. Hey you, there's nothing to regret. With the blessing of the gods, and although we didn't catch the thief, we caught a murderer. Your Honours, this is the course of the arrest process. As Sergeant Singh mentioned, the defendant was arrested at the theatre, though coincidental. There is no evidence of the defence's claim of framing. The police noticed the defendant hiding the gun because they had been monitoring the lockers. That sounds reasonable. Defense counsel, do you have any further questions? You mentioned that Mr. Shen was hiding the gun. Do you have any evidence to support this? Someone provided us with a photograph. This photograph captured the moment when Mr. Shen was concealing the weapon. The person in the photograph... It is indeed Shen. See? Only the murderer would hide a weapon. That's not necessarily true. Maybe the gun was already in the locker, and Mr. Shen simply unintentionally took it out. Actually, before the operation, Sergeant Singh had already checked those lockers. They were all empty. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. There's a bag in that locker. In the photo, there's a bag in the locker. There's something else in the locker. It looks like a bag. I think it is a bag. Order, order. This photograph will be accepted as evidence. Photo presented by the patrol station. In the photo, Shen standing in front of the locker holding a gun in. Now this is really troublesome. Does the defense counsel need to cross-examine? Absolutely. I've been thinking. Mr. Joseph should have seen this photo already. Why didn't he present it in the previous court hearing? Perhaps he thinks he can defeat us without presenting the photo. Nah, that's not Mr. Joseph's style. I actually think perhaps the evidential strength of this photo isn't as strong as it appears. He's tapping his foot. Something fierce there, isn't he? Huh. Let me take a closer look. Cushion, there's indeed something strange. Afu, point out to them the parts that you found unnatural. If Shen was truly hiding a gun, then the location where this object appears is very odd. The bag. The bag in the locker. Officers, I want to confirm something. The number 212 locker was originally empty, right? Well, Sergeant Singh personally inspected it. Now, when Shen was arrested, there was a cloth bag inside the number 212 locker, right? Yes, there was a cloth bag which was also captured in the photo. And that bag, it looks empty, right? You have a keen eye. The bag is indeed empty. Hey you, what are you trying to say? What I want to say is, if Mr. Shen in the photo was indeed hiding a pistol, it would make more sense for the bag to be wrapped around the gun. Why was the bag inside the locker at that time? Perhaps Mr. Shen himself left an empty bag in the locker. You just said that the locker was empty and Sergeant Singh personally inspected it. Well, indeed. Your defense is completely distorting the facts. It doesn't hold water. The bag probably doesn't hold water, no. Well then, let me ask Sergeant Singh. Why would someone who wanted to hide a pistol take it out of the bag in public? Well, Sergeant Singh, are you sure you checked all the lockers off at that time? Is it possible that there was a mistake or oversight? He's not the one to admit that. Even if there was, I don't think he would ever admit that. Perhaps I was negligent at that time and didn't thoroughly check every locker. Colour me impressed, I didn't expect him to actually own up to that. Therefore, I didn't discover the empty bag in number 212 locker. Is it not logical to have only one empty bag in the locker? A more reasonable explanation is that the bag originally contained a pistol. photo captures the moment when Mr. Shen is taking out the gun, not when he's putting it in. And Shen only opened that locker after seeing the note that said Lyceum Theatre 212. It's clear that someone's framing him. The defense counsel overlooked a crucial fact. Don't forget Stone Wu was killed by this pistol. Well, indeed. I must say, Prosecutor Joseph is truly remarkable. I almost got caught up in their arguments just now. The shooting occurred between 8 and 8:30 p.m. This gun was still at Stone's store then. Furthermore, from 7:30 in the evening, the number 212 lock was under surveillance of the police. The pistol couldn't have magically appeared in the locker. The defendant bringing it from the store to the theatre is the only plausible explanation. I've got nothing. Is the defense counsel speechless now? Judge Herman, what do you think? If the defense counsel has nothing else to say, then Judge Kwan can make a ruling. Well, then let's... Judge Kwan. Joseph? The prosecutor suddenly interrupted me. Is there something important to say? As far as I know, during the recess, the defense counsel discovered some new evidence. If they also believe these are not sufficient to affect the court's determination of the fact, as prosecutor, I suggest ending the court investigation at this point. Is he trying to help? Is he actually trying to help? New evidence during the recess. Cousin, is Mr. Joseph trying to remind us of something? It seems like he does want the case to be argued more thoroughly. This reminds me of an Edgeworth situation from Phoenix Wright, where Edgeworth knew that the perpetrator was guilty and he helped us secure the win. Helped the defense secure the win, but did it very subtly. It was very cool. I'm getting the feeling this might be a similar kind of case here. Let's hope that the next court hearing is a fair and balanced confrontation. Hopefully, the judge and the observer will have the same patience. Which new discovery during the recess should we introduce? Secret wine cellar? Fingerprint. I'll do the fingerprint because that's more telling. The fact there was a secret cellar is not exactly inconsequential, but it's less important than the fingerprint. Judge, during recess, Officer Wu found new fingerprints on the pistol magazine. Oh, whose fingerprints? I don't know, but not Shen's. It's... Oh, sorry, we do know. Sorry, I completely forgot where he actually looked it up. I totally remember that. It's the victim, Stone Wu's. Hey you, this is irrelevant finding. It's a waste of everyone's time. Pistol originally belonged to the victim. It's not surprising to find his fingerprints on the magazine, as he must have loaded the bullets. That makes sense. Are there any other new discoveries? Okay, so that wasn't... Okay. I was sure I had it there. Secret wine cellar as well. I just want to see what the other one was. I knew this was the correct one. Totally. We discovered a secret door in the foreign goods store, and underneath it is a wine cellar. As we know, the police overlooked this place during the previous investigation. Hey you, are you taking this opportunity to question the police? Absolutely, yes. It's true that the police didn't discover the wine cellar right away. But there were no clues related to the shooting case found in that wine cellar. Or really, was there not? Actually, was there not? I don't remember. It sounds like these findings have no substantial impact on the trial outcome. Who's got a plan? Judge, I still hope to question the discovery of new fingerprints on the pistol. Oh, why is that? I just thought of something else that needs to be confirmed. Hey you, what do you mean by that? Clearly stated in the report, what else is there to question? With such a large wine cellar at the crime scene, none of you discovered it. Who knows if there were similar oversights during the fingerprint examination? To be cautious, let's have Officer Wu give an introduction. There we go. New discovery. There we go. We're in it. We're in it. We're gonna win this case. We'll have to win this case. That's when we detected fingerprints previously. We only tested the exterior of the pistol. Later, we did an additional test on the magazine and found the fingerprints of Stone Wu. Here's the distribution of the fingerprints. On the side of the magazine, there's a palm print that matches the left hand of the victim. The magazine can hold 8 bullets, and after one shot was fired, there were 7 bullets left. On the side of these 7 bullets, we found the print of Wu's right index finger and thumb. That's the situation. Regarding this, does the defense counsel have anything to say? There is a contradiction. Yes. Defense counsel, there is no need to speak so loudly. I can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us what is the issue? Judge, there's an obvious contradiction here. If Stone's fingerprints are on the bullets in the magazine, it casts doubt on another evidence. That one. Bullet shell. Bullet shell found on the scene has a tongue-shaped groove at the bottom and no fingerprints were found on it. Boom. The evidence that contradicts the magazine is this bullet shell. Bullet shell? Is there anything special about the bullet shell? It's mostly a distinct lack of something, to be fair. There are no significant traces found on the bullet shell. That's the problem. At the very least, there should be this person's fingerprints on the bullet shell. Stone Wu. Because it was his gun, he loaded the pistol. All the other shells have his thumbprint on them. Except the one that was shot at him? I don't think so. Are you saying the victim? Exactly. All the bullet shells from the magazine have his fingerprints on them. Sergeant Singh previously determined they were left by the victim while loading the gun. Since the bullet shell found at the crime scene came from the victim's pistol, well, his fingerprints should also be there on the bullet shell. Indeed. But in fact, there's nothing on it. No fingerprints. It is indeed strange. What could be the reason for this? Is it another bullet? Or is it thingy? It has to be another bullet. I don't see the point in taking the bullet out, wiping it down, and then putting it back in without a bullet thing. It would make no sense to do that. Although it may sound hard to believe, but it's possible that the bullet head and shell belong to 2 different bullets. I don't think I understood that. What? Did you never learn arithmetic? Afu, this pistol has indeed only been fired once. Is it possible that the bullets were fired from another pistol? There are still 7 bullets left inside the magazine on the pistol, while its total capacity is 8. Silence! Silence! The victim's fingerprints are present on all the bullets from his pistol. There are no fingerprints on this bullet shell. Therefore, it's not a bullet from the victim's pistol. This seems to be the simplest and most reasonable explanation. Valid. Valid enough. Silence. Silence. Hey, you. I don't. Whenever I see that, I have to say it. Hey, you. Did you hear all this noise? It's all the result of your absurd theories and nonsensical talk.
What?
I thought I explained it quite well. Don't listen to him, Afu. We're about to find the opponent's weak spot. Ignorant as blind. How could you forget that we have conducted a comparison of the rifling marks on the bullet? The comparison of rifling marks cannot be wrong. The bullet was fired from the victim's pistol. Yeah, this bullet was, but what about the bullet that maybe killed him? However, rifling comparison can only confirm the bullet head comes from the victim's pistol. But the bullet shell does not go through the rifling and is not within the examination range. Counsellor, are you suggesting the bullet head and the bullet shell come from 2 different guns? Yes, we've already stated that. No fingerprints on the bullet shell. Can't think of any other explanation more reasonable. Can't this problem be explained in any way? Maybe it was just a careless examiner who accidentally wiped them off. It's unlikely. Hey, you. You better be quiet. If that's the case, it implies there are flaws in the investigative process of the police. We have reason to doubt the reliability of all the evidence issued by the police. If one thing's wrong, then puts everything else into doubt. Silence! Silence! The 2 of you, stop arguing. I'm already getting dizzy from all this. Does the prosecutor have any opinion on this? If the shell and bullet came from different guns, it suggests 2 shots occurred at the scene. But the police only found 1 bullet hole and 1 bullet shell and 1 bullet at the scene. The lack of fingerprints on the bullet shell may have another reason. It sounds like there was only 1 gunshot at the scene. Therefore, the defense counsel's argument is not... Push in. Wait a minute. What if the defense counsel can prove that there were 2 gunshots? How are we going to do that? Question, how are we going to do that? Oh, if that's the case, then present the relevant evidence. Question, do you already know how to prove it? Actually, I haven't figured it out yet. Thank you for putting me in this position. But my experience with investigation tells me your speculation is likely closer to the truth. But how can we prove that there were 2 gunshots? Let's think about Mr. Joseph's words in reverse. If there were indeed 2 gunshots at the scene, there should have been 2 bullet holes. So why did we only find 1? Could the murderer have hidden the bullet hole? Bag of rice, maybe? Whenever Shen encounters such a situation, he always liked to say one thing. All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered. Maybe the murderer did hide the bullet hole. There'd be traces left from the hiding, right? Yes. I'm gonna say... Oh, we can't go wrong. Pink and yellow thing. bullet holes on the backside of the car, but no rice grains found elsewhere in the study. One bag of foreign rice missing. Was it the fish scale? Is it the lost bag of rice, or is it the rice grains? Indentations left by the desk legs have not faded after many days, indicating the desk was moved recently. Could that hide a second hole? Should we try that? Let's try the rice grains. This thing appearing near bullet hole is very suspicious. What does this have to do with the gunshots? Let me think more about it. Alright, so it's not that. Maybe the murderer did have the bullet hole. There'd been traces left from the hiding, right? I suppose hiding it has to be in. Maybe they moved the desk. Obviously, they have moved the desk to cover a second bullet hole. Pretty thin, but we're going to try it. The evidence that can prove there were two gunshots is on the carpet at the crime scene. The carpet? Mr. Joseph said there was only one bullet hole at the crime scene. In fact, there are two bullet holes, one on the carpet and another on the floor under the carpet. But the positions of the two bullet holes are completely overlapping. The bullet went through the victim's body, the carpet, and lodged itself in the floor beneath. This was caused by the same gunshot. Okay, I misinterpreted that. Hold on. I got that wrong. Although I accidentally got it right, my theory behind it was wrong. But what if the carpet we see is not in its original position? These are indentations left by the desk legs on the carpet. Judging from the restoration of the indentations, the desk was not moved for a long time. Originally, I couldn't understand why the desk changed its position. Now I finally have an answer. It wasn't the desk that changed its position, it was the rug that changed its position. Yes, that's right. It's not the position of the desk that changed, but the position of the carpet. The culprit moved the carpet to align the bullet hole on the carpet with the one on the floor. This way, they can cover up the presence of another pistol. That works. If you take the rug up, you're going to find a second hole, surely. This explanation does make sense logically, but upon further consideration, it still seems strange. Indeed, the strangeness lies in... If the hole in the carpet was not made by the same gun as the one on the floor, then there should be another bullet hole on the floor that corresponds to the carpet. Additionally, there should be two bullet heads and two shells at the crime scene. Defense counsel, can you explain clearly where they went? Mr. Joseph's question is crucial. I must come up with an answer. Actually, there's only one possibility. They were taken away by someone? That would have been taken away. If they're going to try and go to the level of framing him, it had to have taken away. It's indeed likely that the bullet head and shell were taken away by someone. The police have thoroughly searched the study a few times. Caution and I have also investigated. If they were still at the scene, they would have definitely been discovered. You're truly making stars turn in your own sky. I completely lost my English grasp of English right there. You are truly making stars turn in your own sky. They might take away the bullet head and shell, but can they also take away the bullet holes? Bullet holes not on the floor, or is there a possibility? Possibility. Taking away the bullet holes may not be impossible. As long as the bullets were not shot into the floor, but into a movable object instead. The bag of rice. So, how did the culprit take away the bullet then? Bag of rice? Bag of rice. Has to be that. Did anyone notice? There are several scattered rice grains near the bullet hole on the back of the carpet. Are these rice grains relevant to the case? Of course they are. That is the method the culprit used to take away the bullet head. What do you mean with a few rice grains? A few rice grains wouldn't do much, but a bag of rice would be enough to catch the bullet head. Officer Lee, who examined the scene, reported that a bag of foreign rice was missing afterwards. I believe that the bag of rice was taken away by the culprit. They first placed the bag of rice under the carpet, then fired the gun. Rice grains dispersed and absorbed the energy of a bullet, capturing the bullet head in the bag. This method sounds quite plausible. The culprit used a bag of rice to take away the bullet head. Scattered rice under the carpet is a result of this process. This can explain why. There's only one bullet hole on the floor. He's getting right into this. Defense counsel, you have almost convinced me. The method you described, although complex, can indeed explain some of the evidence at the scene. However, even if the court accepts your claim, what difference does it make? That question, I haven't thought about it yet. You haven't? Haven't thought about it? I can give you some time to gather your thoughts. Well done, Afu. The scales of victory are beginning to tip in our favour. But my mind's now completely blank. Are you going to help, Joseph? Counsel, please listen carefully. Though you have successfully explained the issues of the bullet shell, hole and fingerprints, you still haven't shaken one fundamental fact. The bullet that killed the victim came from a gun with the defendant's fingerprints on it. Furthermore, only the defendant could have taken the pistol from the crime scene to the theatre. As long as these two questions remain unanswered, it is impossible for anyone else to be the perpetrator in this case. Do you understand? Yes, I do. Defense counsel, did you hear the prosecutor's words clearly? Yes. Defense counsel, time is almost up. Do you have an answer? The timing. Whose voice is this? The key to the case is the timing, Afu. Shen? Everything up until now has been carefully planned. There are hidden details that I haven't fully grasped. I didn't want to involve you in them. Don't talk about involvement. If you have a problem, then it's my problem too. That's a good friend right there. If you want to uncover the truth behind it all, you must remember, the key to the case is timing, Afu. Understood. You may experience moments of confusion. When you feel overwhelmed by the complexity, try entering your own mind palace. Huh? I also have a mind palace? Everyone does. Everyone does. Some people just don't use them. I thought that was a unique ability of yours, Shen. Strange enough, I have a mind palace that I use to think stuff, and that's where all my memories are stored in my head. It's a big library, and there's like restricted sections for various bits and pieces. I have one. You probably do have one in some form. You're just never given it like form in your head, if you know what I mean. It'll be in there. Don't worry. It's where everything's stored. It's just a way of thinking. Yeah, it's easy. Like you imagine a space and you fill it with all the information that you've got in your head, and it makes it easier to find stuff because being a library, it's all organized and has like a filing system and everything like that, and I can pull things. I can go through the Rolodex thing and find the bit of information I want. It's just a state of mind. You should channel your inner thought palace. It's quite cool. You get customized and everything. It's really cool. Continue. Side tangent. We're just going to continue. Imagine a space. Place all your memories in it and let them work together like chains and gears. The police captured Mr. Shen at the moment of taking the gun, not in the moment of placing it. The defendant was arrested at 8:30 p.m. and the gun was confiscated by the police. Yes, the seized weapon cannot be used for murder. The prosecutor's deduction is reasonable. If there's a second gun, I got it. If there's a second gun, then the one that's in his hand may not be the murder weapon. Are you okay? Judge Kwan is questioning. Cousin, I can piece everything together now, but there's still some uncertain details. I can only answer Judge Kwan's questions while thinking. Just say it, don't worry. Even if you say something wrong, I'll help cover for you. Defense counsel, I'll ask one last time. What are the facts that you advocate for? Judge Kwan, the key to the case is timing. Oh, how so? Mr. Joseph repeatedly mentioned that the reason why Shen is considered the culprit is that during the presumed time of death from 8 to 8:30 p.m, only he had entered and exited the scene. But in fact, the autopsy determined the time of death to be between 8 and 10 p.m. The reason why it was adjusted to before 8:30 is that the weapon was confiscated at that time. This reasoning seemed flawless until just now. We discovered the existence of another gun. What do you think its existence changes? Changes everything in the reasoning. Because that's the true murder weapon. Please tell us why you believe that gun to be the true murder weapon. Because the gun confiscated by the police cannot be used, the culprit must have used another gun. How do you explain that? We've discussed this before. The reason why the seized gun can't be used for murder is the fact that it's in his hand. When discussing this photo, Kushin once pointed out, when Shen was arrested, he was taking the gun out of the locker, not placing it in. Mr. Joseph insisted that Mr. Shen took the gun from the foreign goods store due to the rifling marks. Now, all the evidence indicates that the murderer used two guns. Mr. Joseph's rebuttal is no longer valid. The gun was used by the culprit to frame Shen. It was always there and couldn't be used for murder. How do you explain the bullet hole at the crime scene then? The rifling marks on the bullet match those of the confiscated gun. It suggests that someone did indeed fire it at the floor of the crime scene. But this happened before Shin went to the foreign goods store. That's impossible. There's clearly blood on the bullet. The blood could have flowed into the bullet hole after the victim's death. That makes sense. Officer Wu, perhaps you should discuss the issue of bullet hole depth with the defense counsel.
What?
Issue of depth? Right. How do you explain the depth of the bullet penetrating the floor? If the culprit fired a shot into the floor and left the bullet in bullet hole, then it shouldn't have this depth. What? What? I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but I find it very strange. I don't think I quite understood that. Order in the court. Mr. Joseph, can you please explain it to me again? Thank you. Thank you, Judge Kwan, for getting him to explain. I might actually understand it this time. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. We're alright. Survived. It's probably going to hit me in a very inopportune moment. I feel it lingering. Judge Kwan, what Officer Wu means is, if the bullet hit the floor without piercing a human body, its power will be much greater. The depth of the bullet hole left on the floor shouldn't be what we see now. So you mean that all the defense counsel's arguments are based on one core assertion? The bullet and the bullet hole were made before the defendant entered the crime scene. But they didn't consider the issue of bullet hole depth. I think I have an answer for that. Hold the phone. Fish scale. Found in the bullet holes at the scene. It looks like a fish scale. Pinky nail sized. So, little fish scale. Pardon me. I would assert that they fired the bullet into a fish, which would give the right depth. I don't know how big the fish is, because obviously I don't think the fish is as tall as a body, like as thick as a body, but you never know. It depends what kind of fish we're talking about. If this issue is not resolved, then the defendant's reasoning will completely fall apart. Defense counsel, what about the issue of bullet hole depth? Do you have a way to explain? Right. What exactly is the story behind the bullet hole? Judge, the defense counsels need some time to prepare. Cousin, I'm so sorry. I completely overlooked this question. We've come this far, but can't give up now. Let's think carefully again. At the crime scene, there must be something that has been overlooked. The fish scale. Is it because of this that the bullet holes are shallow? I'm going to go for broke and say fish scale. Did you use the fish? This is... Seems that a black carp was taken away from the cellar. This piece of debris is the deformed scale of the green fish that was hit by the bullet. A fish scale? Could it be? That's right, the culprit didn't shoot directly at the floor. Instead, he brought a fish from the cellar into the study and shot through it at the floor. Shooting through a fish? Officer Wu, if the bullet hole we see now was formed after the bullet went through the fish, does the issue of depth still exist? Then it no longer exists. Nice. With this, the truth about it is about to be revealed. The culprit entered the scene before Shen. He knocked the victim unconscious, hid him in the cellar and took the pistol from the drawer. Then he took a fish from the cellar to the study, lifted the carpet and shot through the fish. Leaving the bullet in the hole, he restored the carpet and took away the fish and the shell. Why did the culprit take away the bullet shell? Mr. Shen is a renowned detective and the culprit may have been wary of him. Worried that he would become alerted if he found the bullet shell. Makes sense. Please continue. Next, the culprit hid the gun in the theatre locker, waiting for the police to seal off the scene. After confirming Shen's arrest and the confiscation of the pistol, the culprit acted again. Placed a bag of rice on top of the bullet hole, and then covered it with the carpet. Then, he dragged the victim back to the scene and placed him on top of the bulging rice bag. He used another pistol of the same caliber to shoot the victim. Seeing the two holes didn't match, he moved the carpet to align it with the hole on the floor. Finally, he kicked the body a few times to further hide the issue with the bullet trajectory. So that's how it is. That's a pretty good story we're told right there. Can we prove it for sure? No. Actually, we've done quite well. This is the truth of the case. Judge, our client, Mr. Shen Chungping, is not the culprit. He's a scapegoat deliberately framed by the real murderer. Are we going to find the real murderer, though? That's my question. Please make a verdict of not guilty. The defense counsel's viewpoint is quite insightful. Hey you, Judge Kwan, are you so easily convinced by such a flawed analysis? Your Honours, every step of Afu's analysis, the modus operandi, is supported by evidence. The rice grains under the carpet and the fish scales in the bullet hole are not by coincidence. These are not coincidences, but false clues intentionally left by the defendant. The fingerprints on that bullet shell were definitely wiped off by him. How dare you make such a claim? Because Mr. Shen is a smart detective, he'd surely have strong counter-detection skills. Abilities. Same difference. This was your own argument in the previous trial, don't you remember? Shen would never fabricate evidence. His purpose, of course, is to collude with the two defense counsels and help him get acquitted. I object. This is an unjust accusation. Objection overruled. The evidence provided by the defense counsel does not have sufficient probative force. Judge Herman, but there is also no evidence to support Sergeant Singh's argument. During my tenure in the international settlement, I saw many Chinese exploiting system loopholes. I do not want such matters to happen in this court. Thanks to Judge Herman's reminder, Defense Counsel, please provide more compelling evidence. Well, what other evidence can there be? Is there anything that Mr. Shen cannot forge? Afu, based on your reasoning, the murderer entered the scene after Mr. Shen's arrest. As long as we can prove this, it will prove Mr. Shen's innocence, right? Maybe there's a witness at the scene who can tell us the answer. Who was at the scene? I mean, the only other person at the scene who was trapped in the basement, because obviously the door was shut, was the cat. Mr. Ginger. A ginger cat raised by Cece, he was found in the cellar at the foreign goods store. His paws and mouth suffered frostbite because he ate frozen fish with dry ice. So he's been in there a while. Are we going to call a cat as a... Do you know what? I say that I say that like that's a strange thing. However, I was going to say, are we really going to call a cat as a witness to a crime? However, in Phoenix Wright, I'm going to revert back to Phoenix Wright again. We did actually legit interrogate / cross-examine a parrot of all things on the stand in court. So stranger things have happened. Let's present the cat. I don't know if we're going to call him as for testimony or whether he's gonna, whether it's just gonna, you know, blow over or anything like that, or if we're gonna actually call it. What? The witness you mentioned is Cece's pet cat? That's right. It's Mr. Ginger. Defense counsel, why do you believe this Mr. Ginger was at the scene when the murder occurred? I heard from Cece that Mr. Ginger went missing on September 14th, the night of the crime. Yesterday, while searching the cellar of the foreign goods store, I happened to find him. Well, what does that prove? The cellar is a sealed space. Both human and cat can only enter by the secret door in the study. After the crime, the police promptly sealed off the scene, but did not find that there was a cellar. It was not until yesterday that I accidentally opened the hidden door. So you mean Mr. Ginger has been trapped in the cellar all these days? Exactly. When we investigated the scene, the secret door was closed and we indeed didn't discover him. This means Mr. Ginger could only have entered the cellar before the police sealed off the scene. It is very likely that he entered the cellar with the murderer. So you believe that Mr. Ginger saw the murderer? I don't know how we're going to prove that the cat saw the murderer. It's a good chance though. Exactly. Then let's bring him in as a witness. Maybe he will tell you. Meow, the murderer is indeed Mr. Shen. He's the one who trapped me in the cellar. It does sound completely ridiculous, but it's no doubt going to happen. Not necessary. Just let Mr. Joseph inform us of the specific time that Mr. Ginger went missing. I'm ashamed to say, these past few days, Cece's grandfather took care of her. I don't know how the cat disappeared. Well, is it possible to ask Cece to testify? I don't think that's right. Cece is still too young. I'm afraid she won't be able to handle such a situation. Mr. Joseph, please. This is the last chance for Shen. Maybe a dad, maybe a granddad. Well, all right. Are we actually either bringing Cece in or is... Since that's the case, let's take a short break and resume the trial later. Now, I hope they're all on Cece. I hope her testimony won't be too surprising. Even Miss Wen has moments of being at loss. Do you need my help? Toby Cheng, what are you doing here? Huh? Isn't that Shen's briefcase? Why is it in your hands? Chungping asked me to deliver it to you.
What?
Shen? Shen's briefcase, okay. Not around relevant documents of the old case, as well as the machine. Toby Cheng, when did you meet Mr. Shen? Why did he ask you to do something for him? Did you forget? Chung Ping's a younger brother of my classmate. You always seize any opportunity for personal gain. Nah, I just want to thank him for giving me the opportunity for an exclusive interview. So what's in this briefcase? Well, we're going to pull out the briefcase to save the day. Mr. Shu, Miss Wen, the court trial is about to start. Well, since the item has been delivered, I'll take my leave. Perform well. I'll be outside waiting for good news from you. Mixed Court of Shanghai International Settlement. Mr. Tin Woodman, are we going to see the wizard for real soon? Yes, and you will meet more than one. You know, I think it's him. I think he's the murderer. Mr. Ginger, are you ready to help Mr. Scarecrow now? Yeah. So this is Mr. Ginger. His fluffy appearance is quite adorable. He's staring at me. Look at that, staring right into my soul right there. Your Honours, I hope you're both well. Old Bell, fancy joining me for a cuppa later? You're still as refined as ever, Herman. Sir Bell, I never expected that this small case would also stir your involvement. The court summoned my granddaughter to testify. I'm with her. Will this cause inconvenience? No, of course not. Excuse me, are you the wizard? Yes? If someone asks if you're a wizard, you say yes. If someone, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. The answer is always yes. Cece, I have told you. In the courtroom, you can't speak without permission. I think we'll relax the rules a bit, I think. Okay, Mr. Lion. Children's words are harmless. They won't cause trouble. Judge Kwan, shall we start the trial? Witness Cece, please describe the circumstances of how your cat, Mr. Ginger, went missing. That night, Mr. Tin Woodman and Mr. Ginger and I went to see magic. After the show, Mr. Tin Woodman left the chop wood. Mr. Ginger and I took a pumpkin carriage home. We're going to have to decipher all this, I've just realised. On the way home, I fell asleep and woke up to a noise. Then, I found Mr. Ginger was gone. Thankfully, Mr. Scarecrow found him later. Pumpkin carriage, scarecrow, magic, this... Cece has a vivid imagination and likes to narrate her experiences using fairy tales. Mr. Joseph, may I ask Cece some questions? Of course. About the magic performance. Tell me about the magic performance. Can you tell me about the magic show last night? Someone stole Miss Witch's cards, but luckily she had enchanted them. So she could call their names without even looking, and the magic worked. The cards suddenly turned into flowers, and then the flowers turned into a dove and it blew away. Blindfolded card guessing. Playing cards turning into flowers. This is Julia's magic trick, the wonderful hands. Mr. Joseph, may I ask you some questions? I'm actually really hoping that this music as well isn't copyrighted. I think it's different enough. We should be alright. It's probably, now that I've said that, it's probably going to come back to bite me in the ass. And it's going to be copyrighted. Because things have happened. I thought a lot of classical music was copyright free now, in public domain. But people still claimed it. Right, about the wood chop. Who's the woodsman? Cece, can you tell the Tin Woodman chopping wood? Mr. Tin Woodman has a sharp axe that can split any wood. After the show, he took his axe to chop wood so Cece could stay warm.
What?
I don't understand. I didn't understand that at all. Cece, can you explain it to Mr. Scarecrow in a simpler way? After all, I haven't got a real brain yet. Let me explain Cece's words. Thank you, Old Bell. After the show, Woodman Bell had some work to attend to, so the driver took Cece home first. I see. So would that be you? Would you be the woodman, the Tin Woodman? About the pumpkin carriage. Can you tell me what is the pumpkin carriage? A pumpkin carriage is simply that, a pumpkin carriage. Mr. Scarecrow, haven't you tried one?
Huh?
Well, I guess not. Cece, is a pumpkin carriage pulled by horses? There is no horses because Mr. Coachman can do magic. So she went on the tram. He just spins the wheel in his hand and the pumpkin carriage flies. I understand now, it's a car. Or was it an actual car? Or is it the train car? Well, maybe. Right, lastly about the sound. What sound did you hear? Cece, what does the noise that woke you up sound like? It was a really loud noise. Could it be the sound of a gunshot? A loud bang? No, it wasn't a bang, it was a dong dong dong. A very loud thud 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 sound. Could it be the sound of a clock striking? Cece, how many bell sounds did you hear? Mr. Ginger, do you remember? That was my cat impression. It's fantastic, isn't it? Neither Cece nor Mr. Ginger remember. Afu, what do you think of Cece's testimony? By combining the testimony with this evidence, we can infer the time when Mr. Ginger went missing. Poster of the Magic Troupe. So if they went to see the magic, it would have been after. Obviously, they were coming home from the magic trip. Cece, do you know what this is? Huh? Is it Miss Witch's picture? Did she perform magic for you on the night Mr. Ginger went missing? Yes, she did. Miss Witch turned the cards into flowers. Mr. Ginger went missing after the magic performance, which is after 8:45 p.m. The time he was locked in the cellar cannot be before that. And at 8:30 p.m, Mr. Shen had already been arrested. Yes, indeed. Nice. I think we're close to winning this. I think he might be the murderer. I don't know, I'm getting that vibe. Because he had some business to attend to after... after the murder, plus his thingy was stolen. Possibly by the Stone Wu. Judge Kwan, Mr. Joseph, the person who opened the secret door to the cellar, is the real culprit. Regarding the council's argument, does the prosecutor have anything to say? The defense counsel's doubts are valid. I lost. Prosecutor Bell, I've never seen you admit defeat in court before. Mr. Ginger's revelation overturns all of my previous logic. Even if the murder occurred at 8 p.m, the person entering the cellar would have found the body. However, this person showed no signs of it, which is illogical. Joseph, you have never lost in court before. This experience of failure can also be considered a kind of gain. True, it humbles you a little bit when you lose. But Bell? Mr. Bell? Judge Kwan, since Mr. Bell has spoken, shall we bring this case to a close? Judge Herman and I are on the same page. Then please bring the defendant to the court. I mean, he's right there. He's literally just, like, he's already in the court. But never mind. Although the true culprit of this case has not been caught yet, but the suspicions on the defendant have been cleared. If there are no objections, I will proceed with the verdict. Yes. The trial of Shen Chongping, a Chinese accused of shooting and murdering Stone Wu. The verdict for the defendant, Shen Chongping, is not guilty. Booyah! Boom! Cousin, we finally won. This battle's really not easy. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Thank you all for your hard work. This trial will adjourn. Wait a minute. Who'd be shouting? That voice. Shen himself. Okay. Shen, what are you doing? The trial cannot end yet. Because the true culprit of this case is right here in the courtroom. You know what? I was going to actually end the episode there. I was going to end it because we've saved him. But I thought we were going to have another chunk of case to go. Another investigation thing there. I think we are really close to the end. I'm going to push through. I'm going to finish this game. But I think once we've done this, that we may well have finished. Let's push on. We're going to push on. And he has to be the culprit. If Shen thinks he's in the culprit in the thing right now, I don't think it's either of these. It's not Joseph. It has to be Ben. Bell. Old Bell. Mr. Shen, you already found out who the real culprit is? Judge Quan, please order a temporary lockdown of the court or there will be another murder. But this is in the international settlement. The Shanghai governor has this authority. Would you reveal the suspect's name? The police will take control of them. No, why are you shaking your head? This case is not just about capturing the culprit. There is a mastermind hiding in the shadows. The mastermind? This case is not just a single case. It has intricate connections to an old case I have been investigating for 3 years. It is also related to the recent high-profile theft case. Mr. Shen, the jurisdiction of this court is limited to your alleged murder of Stone Wu. Whether it is accusing the true culprit of or reporting the thief, please go to the police station. After the police verify the information, the prosecutor can initiate legal proceedings. No. If the trial ends now, there will be another bloodshed for sure. Would that be mine? Would that be Shen's? Judge Herman, how about following Mr. Shen's suggestion and sealing off the court first? It wouldn't hurt to unseal it after the person he accuses has been arrested and detained. Judge Quan, how can you be so sure that the person he accuses should be detained? Just in case, you know? Your Honours, you can detain me as well. If I make a mistake, I am willing to bear the responsibility for false accusations and framing. That's quite a thing, because comes with a canny good vengeance on it. Vengeance? I don't know the term. Punishment. Not vengeance, punishment. That's the one. I totally know what I'm doing. I'm really itchy. I've got an itchy nose. Well, sorry. Judge Herman, it is a matter of life and death. I think we'd better believe it. It's up to you, Judge Quan. Then I'm sorry to ask you all to wait in this courtroom for a while. Please lock the door. Guards, lock down all the entrance and exit for the courtroom. Report. The mixed courtroom has been locked down. No one is allowed to enter or leave without permission. Thank you for your assistance. John, please share your analysis. The deductions made by Fu and Miss Wen regarding a murderer's modus operandi are reasonable. It is true that I retrieved the pistol from locker 212. Previously, as a suspect, my testimony was not accepted. Now, you should be able to believe someone is using the police's arrest operation to frame me. As the arrest is confidential, the framing can succeed only if two major prerequisites are met. First, the framer has insider information on the theft case and uses it to facilitate the arrest. Second, the framer had the opportunity to hide the gun in the theatre locker. The person with the information on the theft and the chance to hide the gun appears to be... I'm gonna say Mr. Ginger. Should we accuse Mr. Ginger? I'm gonna say Watson. Because he was at the theatre. Could it be Mr. Bell? No, Mr. Bell has an alibi for that night. I need to think more about it. Yeah, we were wrong. Unless... Is it Singh? Singh? Guess? Okay, sorry. I didn't expect Singh to be an accomplice. I still think it's Bell's involved. The person who meets both conditions is none other than Sergeant Singh. I knew you would try to pin the blame on me. Are you saying that when Officer Wu testified, you realized you had been exposed? On the night of the case, we received orders to gather at the Lyceum Theatre at 7:15. It was only at the scene that we learned Sergeant Singh received a tip-off. Before the operation, Sergeant Singh had already checked those lockers and they were all empty. Alright. You put the gun in the locker when you were checking them, didn't you? Hey, you. So you think this clumsy ploy can deceive me? You're just seeking revenge on me. Sergeant Singh, the secret arrest operation should be known only to you and the police involved. And you were the only one who went to the theatre alone. If it wasn't you who put the gun in there, then who else could it be? The operation was solely to track down that sly thief. I arranged the operation only after receiving the tip-off. Sergeant Singh, can you show us the tip-off? There's no harm in showing it to you. Shanghai Phantom will transfer stolen goods to Lyceum Theatre Locker at 8:30 PM September 14th. The tip-off is not signed and the letters on it look like they were cut out from a newspaper. Like the other two notes. The style of this note is identical to the other two notes Shen received. I wonder where this tip-off came from. That's confidential. Why should I tell you? The person who provided the tip-off is likely the one who killed Mr. Wu and framed Mr. Shen. Don't you want to capture them? You... Sergeant Singh, please disclose the source of the tip-off. As a prosecutor, I have the authority to know this information. It was an anonymous letter received in the Road mailbox. Is that all? I swear by the Guru, what I said is true. It's because the murder was too cunning, they misled us with false tip-off. May I ask, Sergeant Singh, how many arrest operations were organised on the evening of the 14th? There was only one, of course. This is getting strange. Since the letters in the Road mailbox triggered the arrest, why did this piece of evidence? Discard. It was in a discard pile. Among numerous discarded tip-off letters, these two predict that the Shanghai Phantom will commit a theft on September 14th. Right there. Why was that one discarded? And the one about the Shen thing was not. I remember Officer Wu mentioned something about clues regarding the reward for the theft case. After the reward was announced, reports flooded in like snowflakes. Most of them were hearsay and baseless rumours, adding more confusion to the investigation. I have also seen a few letters that predicted the activities of the thief on September 14th. May I ask Sergeant Singh, what is so special about this letter? So that among so many leads, only this one triggered the arrest operation. Well, I have been serving as sergeant for many years. Naturally, I have my own judgment. How did you make your specific judgment? Reward letters usually include an address, as the informant's goal is to claim the reward. But this letter didn't leave anything. Experience and intuition told me that this information might be true, so I arranged the arrest. It's not unreasonable for Sergeant Singh to take action based on experience. I'm afraid I have been manipulated by the murderer. Mr. Shen, do you have anyone else to accuse? Please hurry. Judge Kwan, the letter is new evidence. I need to examine it more carefully. I don't know what we're analysing here. Sergeant Singh's reasons seem to make little sense. Are you still suspicious of him? It's not that simple. Let's see if we can find some clues from the letter. I mean, these are from newspapers. I suppose that one, these two here look like handwritten more than printed. But printed. Very much printed all the way through. September and Phantom. This anonymous letter and the two notes you received look very similar. The letters on them were all cut from elsewhere and then pasted together. It is highly likely the work of the same person. The paper used for printing is thin and rough like newspaper. Let me smell. This ink smells undoubtedly from a newspaper. Oh wait, can we rotate? Is there? I don't see, wait, sorry. Shen, it seems like there are other words on the back of the letter. Is there? I don't see any. But it's not very clear. Try holding it up to the light. Oh, there are indeed words. Okay, so I was wrong at it looking like handwritten. They look like some of them are handwritten. However, we have hat. That's a picture of Shen's hat. Can you see that all right? Oh, you can. See, I'm looking at this screen to see if it's showing up well on yours. Too messy, it's just difficult to distinguish. Can we find a way to remove the paper fragments? I'll try heating up with fire to melt the adhesive. Don't set it on fire. Should be almost done. So we're just flipping all of these over. It was that one, wasn't it? There's a picture in the back of the paper fragment. It looks like a hat. And there's three partial words, each only half. Looks like the words. Sorry, looks like the words holding a gun. This hat, the more I look at it, the more familiar it becomes. Are we just flipping through all of these? That's got to be the. That's got to be the one. Lupin? In that case, the Shanghai Phantom actually has some similarities to Lupin. We're already in that one. Let's do that one. I'm assuming we're just going to have to uncover all of these. Hanyang. Hanyang? Why would Hanyang be mentioned suddenly? It's from one of the more recent papers. Is this your report quotient? Roman numeral 4. Not very common. Should refer to the games of the 4th Olympiad. We send a team to participate someday. Newspaper fragments were all cut from newspapers. We are currently looking at the back side of the newspaper content. Shen, I got it. The pattern on the back of the Lyceum Theatre, it's your hat. Indeed. Could it be that the person writing the anonymous letter is trying to imply something? No. Are there any traces of processing or touch-ups on these paper fragments? No, they're all ink printed. Do you remember which newspapers have published my photos? Yes, actually. That one right there. Hat. I'm assuming that's holding a gun. Possibly. I mean, it's in Chinese. Should try that one. That's the only one that has a picture of me in it. I remember now. It's that article. Detective Shen Chungping arrested last night. Why broke into the theatre holding a gun? The answer is quite obvious then. Sergeant Singh, the anonymous letter you presented is forged. I read that as Shen and I should have read that as a Fu because that was a Fu just said that. How dare you say that? The paper fragments on the anonymous letter were cut from a newspaper. This fragment is special. On its back is a drawing of Shen's hat with the words holding a gun. It comes from an article on Shanghai News on September 15th. Detective Shen Chungping arrested last night. Why broke into the theatre holding a gun? If the anonymous letter was not fabricated afterwards, how could there be news of Shen's arrest on the back of the paper fragment? It was made the day after. The news press. The person who wrote the anonymous letters from the news press. Shanghai News is a daily newspaper, printed and sold on the same day. Even the newspaper editors cannot obtain the newspaper a day in advance. I forgot she's a journalist as well, isn't she? I thought she was. I completely forgot that she was. Sing. Did you kill Stone Wu? You're not saying anything, so that means you're admitting it, right? Sergeant Singh, we don't know each other, having briefly met that afternoon in the store. You wouldn't unjustly frame me unless someone instigated you to do so. No, that's not true. No one instructed me. Oh, so you did it by yourself then? Then why did you set Shen up? I thought he dropped something on the floor when he did that stance there. I thought something dropped out of his pants. But no, it's not. It's actually the truncheon. The truncheon's right here. Mind out of the gutter. I don't know what it would have been. Enough, I admit it. It was me, I did it all. I mean, you should probably take his gun away from him. That's probably a thing you should do. Disarm him, because he's, he has it at his hip. And the poor guys, sorry, the guards have guns as well. I'm going to say these poor guys don't have guns. If he's got a stick, he's got a short stick. They've got sticks and pistol. At least Wu. Wu? Anyway, this guy's got a gun as well, so we're alright. Silence! Sergeant Singh, why did you kill Stone Wu? He had evidence against me. He threatened me many times, so I killed him to silence him. Oh, really? Then why did you frame Mr. Shen? Because he was a perfect scapegoat and he happened to cross paths with me. I doubt that. I doubt that 100%. Well, that does make sense. What does Judge Herman think? Since Sergeant Singh has already confessed, let the police take custody of him. This case has its twists and turns, but the truth will finally come to light. No, that's still not the truth. Mr. Shen, do you have anything to add? Sergeant Singh framed and set me up, but he is not the murderer of Stone Wu. Shen Chongpeng, I have already confessed. What else do you want? According to Miss Wen and Fu's deduction on the modus operandi, Sergeant Singh had a concrete alibi. He couldn't have been at the store committing murder. Very true. This can't be possible. Sergeant Singh's alibi. I think I've heard the police officers mention it. Didn't sleep well because of that shooting case. Sergeant Singh led the team himself. Nobody was allowed to leave the police station. Should take a nap. I'll take it. Okay. But if it's basically when we broke in. But if Sergeant Singh is not the murderer, then who could it be? The murderer is familiar with the store, knows about the cellar and where Stone Wu hid the gun. More importantly, when I saw this person again, there was an additional mark on their body. It was formed during the commitment of the crime. Familiar with the foreign goods store with a distinct mark on the body? Could it be... I'm going to say Bell. Because he's the only other person that it could possibly be, unless it was Toby. Wait, can we have a... Can we actually have a look? I'm going to guess Bell. But I don't know if we can see the wound on his face. We're not in that photo. And that's a mole up there, not a mark. I'm going to guess Bell. I mean, we could just thingy our brother. We could just throw our brother under the bus. Confirm that. Could it be Mr. Bell? No, Mr. Bell has an alibi for that night. I'll think again. Okay, so that was wrong. So it has to be... Should we go with Toby? Complete guess? Could the murderer be Toby Cheng? Based on the first trial, Miss Lee can provide an alibi for Mr. Cheng. Right, after leaving the theatre, she was with Toby Cheng. I'll think again. We've got one more chance. One more chance. Joseph? I'm running out of people. It's definitely not Cece. Definitely not Stormwoo. Definitely not Sing. Definitely not Wen. Lee Ko maybe, but he hasn't been involved in any of this stuff. Although she has arm wounds. Wait, what does it say? Distinctive mark. Should we... Could it be Ting? She's the only one that has marks. Let's try her. Last chance. Shen, I figured it out. It's actually Ting who is the true culprit. That's right. The person who killed Stormwoo was Ting Shang, the assistant of the store. I did not see that one coming. She's not been really that much involved in the case up to this point. A little bit at the start. But there's been like no evidence that points to her. How could it be her? Ting Shang, please come to the court. I'm sorry for causing trouble. I was just curious about what the trial would be like. It's lucky that she's inside the court. Ting Shang, do you have anything to say regarding Mr. Shen's accusations? Mr. Shen's right. Alright. It's all my fault. The boss must have been killed because of me being hired. I often messed things up and made him unhappy. Nothing, to be fair, this checks out because she did, thinking about it, she did mention that every job she's taken, someone is like deceased, someone's died. Misfortune to others. I wonder if she's like an assassin / spy. And that's why when she gets a job, it goes pear-shaped because she makes it go pear-shaped. That's the whole point. That is her job, is to make it go pear-shaped. I'm just a cursed person, always bringing misfortune to others. I truly regret it. If I hadn't taken the job at the foreign goods store, the boss, this wouldn't have happened. Mr. Shen, are you sure Ting Shang is the murderer? She appears to be timid and harmless. Ting Shang, is there something I'm curious about? I heard you were there for the initial investigation and helped the police with the inventory. But the police officers didn't discover the cellar in the study. Did Miss Wu ever mention it to you? I don't know. I've only been at the foreign goods store for a short time, still adjusting to everything. It's all my fault. I didn't work hard enough. If I could have gained more trust from the boss, maybe he would have told me important things. Mr. Shen, do you have evidence to prove that Ting Shang is the culprit? Afu, did you notice? There was a mark on Ting Shang's body which was made during the crime. No. That's not what I clicked on. Wait, I'll go in here instead. Alright, sorry, I'm clicking. I'm fighting the thing. I'm trying to click down here, but I forgot you've got to... There we go. You've got to hold it and then drag it, not just click. That's my mistake. Circular pink scars, swollen skin, blisters on both wrists, indicative of early frostbite. I didn't think I was frostbite. I thought that may have been from lifting the rice bag. Ting Shang, if you didn't know there was a cellar in the study, then how do you explain the frostbite on your wrist? Don't rub it, it's probably going to make it better. There is indeed a frostbite mark on Ting Shang's wrist. Could it be that she, like Mr. Ginger, came into contact with dry ice? It's September. The weather is still warm. If it's not from contact with dry ice, how could Ting Shang have frostbite on her wrist? I wonder what dry ice is. It's solidified carbon dioxide used mainly for preservation in carbonated drinks, rarely found. Dry ice is extremely cold and can cause frostbite when it comes into contact with skin. A few days ago, while helping my boss move fish, I accidentally came into contact with dry ice. Fatal flaw. The appearance of frostbite wounds varies in different stages of the healing process. I meant that morning when Mr. Chen and you came. No need to lie anymore, Ting Shang. Ting, please take care of Miss Lee. Okay, sure. When we visited, there were no injuries on your hand. Not only did I see it, Officer Wu, Miss Lee, and a Fu can all testify to it. Shen, you are indeed correct. At that time, Ting had no injuries on her hand. At this stage, are you still unwilling to discard the disguise? Woo. It seems that this introverted persona is truly unsuitable for the courtroom. When did you figure it out? That afternoon at the store, I noticed the calluses between your right thumb and index finger. It is a typical sign of prolonged use of firearms. You are indeed interesting. No wonder you have such a great reputation. I made a mistake earlier. Unfortunately, at that time, I just found it strange, but I wasn't truly alarmed. Until I discovered you came to the courtroom in disguise, I fully confirmed my suspicions. What suspicions? You were hired to kill and your purpose was to silence. I can't do an unhinged laugh as well as some people can. So, Mr. Shen, what do you think? Why did I come here? You could have escaped, but instead you risked it all by showing up at the trial for one reason. Your mission is not yet finished. Oh, how I wanted to open and see that clever brain of yours. Guards, quickly arrest her. Wait, Judge. I still have questions for her. Mr. Shen, I know what you want to ask. However, I only speak the truth to the dead. That's quite unhinged. If I'm not mistaken, all of this is to cover up the truth of my brother's murder. John, what have you discovered during this time? What do you think is the truth of the case from years ago? Mind Palace. No, I'm running the risk. Hold on. Are we going back in time? We're loading. Sorry. Infantry stabbing case. Mr. Shen, it's time to eat. Thank you, Officer Wu. Just put it on the ground. Okay, I'll collect it later. Right, hold on here. Hold on just a second. Just hold on, Chen. Chen, hold on. Stay there. Right. I'm going to take this moment to not that you take a short break. I'm going to pause the video here for a second. For me, it'll be probably about 10 minutes while I check something out. For you, it'll probably be a second, and we'll either, when I come back, I'll either continue or we'll end the episode here. Because I'm overrunning on time, and I don't know how long of the game we've got left. Because this seems to be cutting into my brother's murder. And I'm wondering if this is going to be a short little section where I can tack it at the end of this episode, or is it going to be more extended and have it run into another episode? Is it basically this last bit, is it another episode worthy, or is it going to be a super short episode? Because I'm overrunning on time, so I'd rather do a slightly longer episode if it finishes the game than do a 10-minute episode with a 5-minute, 3-minute like intro and obviously the outro. I would rather not have another super short one. So I'm gonna actually look it up and see how much we've got left to go, and I'll be back in a second. Right, I'm back. For me it was 5 minutes, for you instant. That's a great thing about editing. So I'm actually going to leave this here for this week. It's a good spot to finish it now. I don't want to overrun by too much. Looking at it, I think there's enough left to go to justify a new, like an extra episode or another episode. Because it's not like it's like an extra 5-10 minutes. I think it's like half an hour's worth of stuff. Judging by it, it looks like it's about half an hour's worth of stuff. So I'm going to end this here. We're going to pick this up next week. So, big me real quick. I'm glad I checked now we didn't push through, because I don't enjoy doing like mega long episodes for you guys mostly. I like to keep it around about an hour and a half. And I do overrun quite a lot, and it's quite often like 1 hour 45, which is more than I would like, genuinely. So we're going to leave this here. We've solved the murder of our, Stonewoo, with an assassin of all things. It's quite a change up. So now we're going to be delving into our brother's murder side of things and piecing that together, which I'm wondering how that's going to play out. I'm intrigued to know how that's going to play out and whether it's going to be better. I do believe that Bell is involved. I think he's more likely to right now. I know obviously I've accused Joseph of doing stuff in the past, which is Bell's son. I've never accused him, and I've been wrong all the time. Every time I've been wrong. I do think it's Bell's involved, because I think that he has a better connection to Brian, Shen's brother, than anyone else like involved, because Brian was a chemist, and possibly spitballing here, possibly Brian discovered the recipe for the cola water, and Bell wanted it. Brian wouldn't give it, so he had him killed, and then took the recipe and then made the cola water, because it's big business. That's the theory in my head. I have no backup at all to justify that theory, but that's kind of what I'm working with in my head. So we're going to find out for sure next time. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out, come check out some other stuff that we have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all support. It is most appreciated. If you want to go above and beyond, you can opt into the membership program. If you grab a tier 1, you get your name up on the wall up here. And if you grab a tier 2, you get your name up on the wall and you get early access to the videos, roughly a week in advance. If you're not interested in that though, don't worry about it. Memberships are always appreciated, but are never mandatory. You can drop in and out whenever you like. I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it. Also, please remember to be a light in the dark for someone, because you never know when a single act or word of kindness or just being there for someone, listening to them, can change someone's day or life for the better, or in ways that you may never understand. Words have power, use them wisely, and if in doubt, be nice. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And as always, just see you on the flip side. Bye bye.